Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm actually back again with another video, and you know what? We're about to check out this JL catch can. Now, I've only had this thing on here for a couple of weeks now, and I may have driven the vehicle maybe 3 or 4 times since I put this thing on here. So, about to snatch it off, and let's see what we've caught so far. So, I have no idea what might be in here. And I'm thinking I may have put, 100 miles on it since I put it on. And we're just gonna check and see what we've caught so far. And yeah, we have absolutely, let me get into some light here. We have caught some sludge. That's only after maybe 100 miles or so since I've put the thing on. Here, I'm gonna get another angle so you can see this. Yeah, that's wild. That's only after maybe 100 miles or so. Maybe a little bit more since I've put it on. And that's what we have caught so far. All of that would be sludge running through my engine later on. That's wild. I'm gonna put this back on because we have got something else that is going to be going on in her place. Now, again, she's only just now turned over 191,000 miles. So she's still pretty young, but I got her at about a 190 maybe. So I'm just making sure that's nice and tight before I dump it out. So yeah, I bought this from somebody. Was already up there, pretty high in mileage. But yeah, I bought her. I put this on here because basically I'm gonna be rebuilding the entire engine over time. But what we're gonna be putting on her today is actually gonna be the Mishimoto dual catch can kit. So let's just jump right into it and I'll take you guys along. Now, some of you guys may know, or you may not know, former homeowner, and now I'm living in an apartment downtown so I can be closer to work. And I have gotten rid of my Chevy. I had a nice Z71 Trail Boss. It's a 2021. It actually looked like that right there. And I woke up one day and realized, you know what? I'm paying almost $1,200 a month for this thing. Why am I paying that much for a vehicle? And so I got rid of it. And now I have a 3.5 EcoBoost. And I'm like, yo, you know what? Man, this EcoBoost is going places. Now, what I'm doing now, I ain't gonna lie, I'm low-key shopping because I'm at a pretty expensive apartment complex, and being downtown, I realized people get rid of stuff, really nice stuff. And somebody got rid of this, but maintenance decided they were gonna keep it because it was beneficial. So I saw it in there the other day and I was gonna take it, but maintenance came back up on me. But I'm about to borrow it now because my truck has a leveling kit on it and I can't really get underneath the hood the way I want to. So I'm gonna use this. And there's other people down here with trucks. Got a nice F150 here. Definitely sitting on some, I'm gonna say these are 13 wide. Let me see, I'm being nosy. With the fake bead lock. I don't know. It's not sitting flush. I'm gonna say those might be 12 wide. He doesn't really have much work going into his. He's definitely a 17 model, just looking at the headlights. There's another guy over here. Judging by the headlights, definitely a 17 model. And then you got my guy over here. My guy is a 13. And yep, you can see the person who I got it from before already started, but they didn't finish. I'm gonna finish. So we've got the big ass intercooler on here. I have a blow off valve that I need to get on here, but I need some daylight and I need to get this whole bumper off. This bumper's not going to stay. I don't like it. But I've got some things coming. It's just a matter of time and a little bit of patience and just doing better of managing my time as well, because I got a lot of things that I want to do and I got to make time for them. But in any case, we are going to get this cover off of here. And it's crazy. I have to I got so much shit going on under here now. Hold on. That's wild. I got so much shit going on under here now. It's like we're trying to take stuff off. All right, let me switch y'all over because my big ass intercooler is my cooler intake is in the way. That off and out the way. Whew. You're gonna fall. All right. So now we gotta get down in here. I gotta get you snatched off. I gotta get the hardware mounted up here. And I gotta take you off and get the hardware mounted over here. So y'all give me a minute while I figure this thing out, and then I will be back. And yes, I'm going to be up, but I got parts in, so I got something to do. This right here is a dual catch can system that I'm getting ready to put on. Basically what this does is it separates the sludge and the gunk from the oil that is going through my intake system, and it pulls all the gunk out. This is the catch can system that's currently on here. It only is for the passenger side. I'm gonna put one in that's gonna be bigger for the passenger side to catch more gunk, and a bigger one for the driver's side that's gonna catch more gunk. It keeps the oil pure, keeps it from clogging up my engine and making all kinds of gunk inside the heads, and keeps the engine running smooth. So this is the before, and I'll show you the after. All right, so the first thing I've done is I've hung up the hardware over on the driver's side. There's gonna be a bolt right here that's gonna be holding in whatever the hell this thing is right here. I should know, but I don't. But you're just gonna take that bolt out, and then they give you some hardware that will actually be able to go through this hole, thread through this hole, and it'll go straight through this hole. And I dropped my socket, but I think it's like an 8. And then they give you a pop screw that goes right here, and you'll just pop it into that opening. And then this is done. Easy enough. First piece of advice that I'm gonna give you, when you are hooking this thing up in here. Now, this big power cord that I have is because I have subwoofer and amplifier already installed inside my truck. But this is kind of a tricky area. So before you actually finish tightening this thing in and attaching it, I would say leave yourself some wiggle room so that you have the ability to be able to attach your can. Now, this is the can that's gonna go over on the driver's side. And just to give you a comparison, here's the JL. Yeah. And that's gonna go over on the driver's side. That's wild, right? I was saying all that to say, make sure that you attach this first, because those are some very, very tiny Allen keys. And I doubt that if you're big-handed like I am, that you want to be fidgeting with this thing, especially in an awkward position like that. So just my bit of advice. I'm going to loosen it up, get these on here, and then we'll switch over to the other side. All right, so over here on the CPU side, you have got this stud right here that you need to remove, and you've got this ground wire that you need to remove over here, and then you're going to hook in your harness over here. So let me finish getting these out, and then we'll be good to go. I think this guy right here is like an 8, I want to say. Don't quote me on that. He is not. It's actually a 10 over on this side here. And then this guy right here, I'm using a 5/16 on this guy right here. All right, so once you've gotten that one on there, you're pretty much home free at this point. You've got a hole that might be open right here, as you can see right behind where I got my fuse box at. And then they give you another piece of hardware that you can run down in here. But I mean, this thing is pretty secure. I'm gonna try to see if I can use my fat fingers and get behind there and get this nut and bolt on here, just so I can have that extra security. But I mean, that thing's pretty solid. That's not going anywhere. All right, so I removed the screw that was holding the fuse in place, and got the nut and bolt in here, and now that bracket's on here. And now pretty much we're just gonna get the cans on here, get the hoses unhooked, and then we're done. I've been milking it just because I've just been trying to learn as I go, but I mean, this was pretty easy. And just for size comparison, all right, again, this is the JL, okay, that goes on passenger side. This is the Mishimoto that goes on the passenger side. That's just for size comparison. Like, yeah, there almost is no size comparison. Make sure I pointed out that the hardware to connect the top to the bracket is inside the can. So make sure you open up your can so you can see that that's in there. All right, once you got that mounted up, I'm gonna say leave a little play in it, because you're gonna wanna make sure that you have the ability to be able to make sure you get a good angle on the hose connections. Taking off the old JL, it's just gonna be a matter of, hold on, let me get a better position. All right, to take off the old JL, you're just gonna press on that and pull straight off. Press on this. All right, so this is one part that I never see anybody talk about with the driver's side. They're getting this tricky guy off. Now, down here in the cut, just next to your turbo intake, is gonna be this guy right here. And that is where you are going to slide this housing onto. And you absolutely want to make sure you get them lined up correctly, because it's going to go straight into the out. So I'm just going to press down, and hopefully he is connected the way he should be. He's not. All right, I'm going to press you on. You are now secured. And then you go up here to you, and I'll press you on just like that. Whew. And then I've got the in right here, and he's gonna go to this guy right here on the manifold. Press you all the way down and secure you. Alright, that's going to take a little bit of finesse. We might need 2 hands. Alright, forgive me guys, I'm terrible when it comes to recording, but you're out, going straightly into your manifold, or your intake rather. And and then your end is going to be coming from your manifold. So we got those two in there. We got our can top connected. I'm gonna tighten these up now that I got the hoses on, and then I'll put my can on. All right, that's connected. Now I'm just taking off the old one, and then I'll put the cans on, and then I'll let her idle for a little bit, and we'll be good to go. All right, and now I am just hand tightening these on here, basically, because I'm gonna wanna be able to take them off with my hands to empty them out. Enough clearance to be able to get it down, but you do have a drain valve down here. And I'm just gonna turn it until I physically cannot turn it with my hand anymore. And it's got this grommet on here. That one I was able to tighten it for a pretty long time, but that thing is on there. And this one, well, it should be good. All right. I'm just gonna go through, check all my connections, make sure everything's tightened down. I put the hood on before I put the cans on, just so I didn't have to get around them. But yeah. All right, everything all hooked up. Didn't even show that, but I'm happy it came. It helps with the noise a little bit. All right, there you have it. That's the finished product.